Okay, so here is our video on the answers to our diagnostic. So I'm going to be going through them just with you. So our diagnostic, question 1. So use a marker or a colored pencil to indicate the lengths needed to calculate the area of each shape. Mark only the necessary measurements on each shape. Okay, so use that green page that I gave you. So there's a green formula sheet that you have, and that's going to really help us out with this. So for our parallelogram, go and find that. And you can see that they give us H and B. And that the area here is equal to base times height. So we find the height in the center and the base on the bottom. For our trapezoid, we talk about the tops and the bottom as well as the height. So for our trapezoid, we have the letter A, B, and here is our height is H. And our formula looks like this. Area is equal to A plus B, so the top plus the bottom times the height divided by 2. And for our triangle, this is our base right here. Our vertex is the top part. This would be our height, and this is our base. Even though it's not on the bottom, that's fine. You can have a triangle in any kind of like direction. So area is equal to base times height divided by 2. So that's the answer to question number 1. For question number 2, we're going to be using these formulas to help us answer. So calculate the area. And what's really important that we remember about area is that we square our units in the end. So what I mean by that is if this first, question number A, was in centimeters, so I'm going to give them all kind of units. If it's in centimeters, our answer will be centimeters squared. Okay, so let's go ahead. And what shape is this? Yeah, it looks like a triangle. So we have A is equal to base times height divided by 2. Right, and let's go ahead and fill those in. Well, we can see here that they give us an extra piece of information. So this 3.1 is not going to help us. We're looking for the height, which is inside the triangle. That's our height and our base. So here we're just going to have 3 times 6 divided by 2. 3 times 6 is just 3 groups of 6. So 6, 12, 18 divided by 2. And 18 divided in half gives us 9. And since I said it's going to be not in centimeters, the answer is going to be 9 centimeters squared because we're looking for area. If we're looking for perimeter, that would be different, right? Then if we're looking for perimeter, we wouldn't have the square. We would just say centimeters, but here we're looking for area, so we have to put that squared. Let's do the next one, B. What shape is this? You got it. It's a parallelogram. All right, so the area of the parallelogram is base times height. So base here is 5. What's the height? Yes, the height is 4. The height is not 4.6. That 4.6 would help us out if we were finding the perimeter. So we can see that there's 2 little slashes here and 2 little slashes here. So that 4.6 would be here and here. Same with the 5 would be on top and bottom. But since we're looking for the area, we're just going to use the base, which is 5, times the height, which is 4. That's it, 20. Let's go ahead and say that this is millimeters. So we're going to say it's 20 millimeters squared. All right, and the last one in question number 2. Okay, so this shape has a flat top and a flat bottom. So, and it also looks kind of like a triangle, but with the top cut off. That would be our trapezoid. Okay, so for a trapezoid, our formula goes the top plus the bottom times the height, all divided by 2. All right, so we go and look for the top. Top here is 4, so that's going to be A. The bottom is 10, so that's going to be B. And is our height 6.1? No, the height is right in the middle. So that's going to be our 6. All right, so let's go ahead and fill those in. So we have 4 plus 10 in brackets times 6 divided by 2. And 4 plus 10 is 14 times 6 divided by 2. Let's go ahead and use our calculator, or if you know 14 times 6, then type it in. 14 times 6 gives us 84. And 84 divided by 2 gives us 42. Right, again, I'm going to go ahead, because there's no units here, and I prefer there to be units. Let's say it's inches. So it's going to be 42 inches. No, it's going to be 42 inches squared, right? Because it's area, you have to square it. Awesome. All right, for question number 3. A triangle has a base of 5 centimeters and a height of 10 centimeters. A parallelogram with a base of 5 centimeters has the same area. What is the height of the parallelogram? Well, let's go ahead and draw these. So we have a triangle. All right, that looks pretty good. With a base, so that would be on the bottom, and a height. Is that this height? We actually call this height the slant height. So that's not the actual height. The actual height is how tall from the very bottom to the very top it is. And this one's 10 centimeters. All right. And a parallelogram. A parallelogram looks like a shifted rectangle. So something like that. Like these lines are parallel. And same with like these lines are parallel. So we just do like this. And this has a base of 5. Okay, it has the same area. All right, so we have to go and find the areas. Let's go find the area of that triangle. So area of a triangle, so they have the same areas. And what's the height? Okay, so we know the base, and we're going to try to find the height. The height would be, again, in the middle. So this is our height, and we don't know what it is. All right, so let's find the area of our triangle. That's 10 times 5 divided by 2 is base times height divided by 2. So we get 50 divided by 2. And that gives us 25 centimeters squared. You guessed it. All right. So what's the area of a parallelogram again? Let's scroll up. I'm just going to scroll up and double check. Yes, it's base times height. Okay. So the area of our parallelogram, maybe I'll just draw like a little parallelogram, is base times height. Well, if we know the base is 5, what does the height have to be in order to make the same area as the triangle? Yeah, it's got to be 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So if we're trying to make this into what 5 times what is to give us 25, that means we could put 3 little dots. That means therefore. Therefore in math. So instead of writing therefore, we can always write those 3 little dots. So therefore, the height is 5 centimeters. That's it. All right. Hopefully it's going okay so far. All right, for a trapezoid is the shape that looks like a triangle but has the top cut off. All right, it has an area of 20 centimeters. What could the height and base lengths be? Right, we're gonna have a whole bunch of different answers here, and that's completely fine, but let's go and check that out. Okay, so let's go draw a trapezoid. What does a trapezoid look like again? All right, so that's it, and this is the formula. Okay, so let's draw it. So a trapezoid looks like this, where we have A and B, and this is our height is H. And our area formula is A plus B, top plus bottom, times the height divided by 2. Okay, So if the area is equal to 20 centimeters, we have to figure out what this top would be. Okay, so we have to figure out what the top would be. What divided by 2 gives us 20? It's 40. 40 divided by 2 gives us 20. So 40 divided by 2 gives us 20. That means on top, we will have to make 40. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so if we know, okay, 40, 40, 40. What are we gonna make? We could say this is 10, right? 10 times what gives us 40? Again, it has to be 40 on top because 40 divided by 2 gives us the area of 20. So 40 divided by 2 gives us 20. So that means we can really make up anything for A and B. So if the height is 10, 10 times what gives us 40? Well, we have to get 4 in here, right? So you can have like 2 plus 2. There you go. That works. Where the height is 10 and the base is 2. Or what about, so again, we have to make 40. Let's say this is 5. 5 times what gives us 40? Yeah, that's 8. So we have to make 8 in these brackets. So 8 is, like, let's say 3 plus 5. So this would be 3 plus 5 gives us 8. 8 times 5 is 40, and 40 divided by 2 gives us 20 centimeters squared. Awesome. All right, so there's a whole bunch of different answers here that you can make up, but the top part, this must equal 40. So on top. Right, because 40 divided by 2 is 20. Okay, so a whole bunch of different answers there. For this last one, the height is 5 centimeters. We have a height of 5 centimeters and a base of 5 centimeters as well. And then base of 5, and then the top would be 3. All right, they only asked for the height and the base. Okay, so question number 5. Show a way to divide each shape into a combination of triangles, rectangles, parallelograms, and trapezoids. Okay, so here we're just going to use pencil or pen and start trying to figure out where the shapes are. It looks like there's a nice parallelogram here, another rectangle here, and a triangle. Awesome. I kind of see this way where I have a trapezoid on top, maybe another trapezoid on the bottom, and a parallelogram. Great. For question number 6, we're just going to do one of them. We're not going to do B, just because it's a little off, like it doesn't really match up. So we're just going to look at A. So here again, we are splicing things. So we're going to have 2 different areas that we're going to be looking at. So for the first one, let's say this is 1. The area here is just base times height, or length times width. It's kind of like a rectangle. Base times height. 3 times 4, which gives us 12 centimeters squared. Area 2 looks like a trapezoid. So that's going to be our A plus B times H divided by 2. Right, A, which is the top here, and the top is connected to this one, so that's going to be 4, plus the base here is 10, and then the height. The height of this shape is, well, it looks like 10, but it's not, right? This part is 3, so that means this part here will be 7. 7 plus 3 gives us 10. So that will be 7 divided by 2. All right, so in the brackets we get 14. And we'll do 14 times 7 divided by 2. Calculator. So we get 14 times 7 is 98. And 98 in half, because that's divided by 2, gives us 49 centimeters squared. And is that our final answer? 49 centimeters squared? No, we have to put them together, right? We need the whole area.